Hello and welcome to Snapshot 18W44A. So, a lot has changed in the last couple of updates. You know, in Minecraft 1.13 we got the huge water update. We're getting Minecraft 1.15, which has a bunch more features in store. And then we're getting Minecraft 1.14, which is what the Snapshot is for. And it was supposed to be kind of like a holiday update. And it was supposed to get a couple cool things like pandas and stuff. But it was just supposed to be like the pandas and the bamboo, and a couple other things. And now we get this snapshot, and they introduce 10 new blocks and all kinds of changes. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. So in the last snapshot, 43, they introduced the loom, which is for making lots of, basically making banners easier, which is pretty cool. But I wanted to put it here just to reference to look at the textures, because as you can tell, they've added a lot of new textures to the game, and they've even updated some of the old ones, like the sandstone. They had a huge update to the sand, and so it's really interesting to just see how all the textures change over time. But I don't know. Anywho's, so the first new block, let me go ahead and clear this. The first new block we have is the barrel. None of these blocks have any features yet, so you can't right click on them, but there will probably be obvious features. The barrel might just be a block, or you could store stuff in it, but you can place it a couple different ways. So that's pretty neat, pretty cool texture. It's going to go really well in a lot of builds, I feel like. So the next we have is the smoker. I assume they're going to be adding new food types or something to do with it. It's a pretty cool texture too. Lots of like blacksmithy like textures. It's going to be cool for the future. Blast furnace, I assume steel or something. They're going to add some feature to this. Who knows what it could be. Another cool texture. And now we got the cartography table, which I assume is going to be for a new way of making maps. They might even add new features. Who knows? With those treasure maps, you could find the underwater ships, or you could find the woodland mansions. So I'm sure they're going to add a way to maybe make those. Then we got the fletching table. Honestly, I'm not even really sure. I assume this is going to have a lot to do with bow and arrows. I assume you're going to be able to make all those special potion type arrows, things like that. And then I'm going to skip over this one really quickly. And then we got the smithing table. I don't know how this is going to be different. I feel like it make crafting a lot harder, which is something that I'm kind of not super excited for, but we guess we will see. But the point I was going to say about this is that these are all, I mean, this one isn't as similar, but these two I feel like are very similar to then just to the normal crafting table, which I feel like could have a lot of issues. Like, I mean, you could definitely have like areas set up for it, but I'm also feeling that you're going to get kind of confused and you'd be like, oh crap, that's the wrong one. So now we have the grindstone. I assume all these have a lot of things to do with tools. That's my best guess. And you can put it upside down too, which is really interesting that they decided to do it like that. It's one of the only ones that has like rotation on right now. None of these ones, it's always gonna be the same way. So it's interesting that they decided to make this block and not any of the other ones able to do that. Then we have a stone cutter. I'm wondering if these are going to be for like the polished ones or not. It's kind of hard to tell at the moment. Then we got the bell. I'm sure you're going to be able to ring it. It sounds like an anvil right now. Who knows why. Then we got the lectern, which is pretty cool. It's going to go really well in a lot of builds. And Dinnerbone has tweeted out that you're going to be able to put a book on here that you can actually read. And it's going to be able to interact with redstone, which is a really interesting thing to kind of hear them say. And I just realized this block looks taller than a normal one. Yeah, it's definitely taller than a normal one, but you can place it there, so the model is bigger. I wonder if that's on purpose or not. I'm sure people could find ways to make it useful, though. Alright, so then the next thing we got was in the last Snapshot, we had all these signs, and they had bright white text everybody hated it. So now they went ahead and reversed it back to the normal black text like it was before, but now you can use dyes on it. So let's go ahead, let's do some maybe red, pink, green, orange. Those sound cool. So like, that's the normal one, but we could do it red, pink, green, orange. And that's something I think is really awesome. You know, that's something you could always do on servers that had bucket? Is that what it was called? I'm having a blank now. Spigot. You could always do that with plugins and stuff. And so now it's really cool that you can just do it in-game. And then this one right here looks really bad in my opinion. So it's going to be really good that you can do something that looks better on it. You got a couple of color options. See, like, that does not look that bad at all. So that's pretty awesome. I'm very excited for that. And then, so the last thing we're going to have today is they went ahead and made all types of different cats. There's 10 different models in here. It looks like a bunch of them spawned from the last time when I went and set all these up, but we can go ahead and do a cat spawn egg. Yeah, cat spawn egg. And we can try and spawn a bunch of them. Hopefully we can see a bunch of the models in there. There's even little baby ones. And yeah, and as you can see, they're very, very, very afraid of me right now. So it's like the ocelots. We can kind of sneak up to them, I think. Rawr. Rawr. I don't know. Anyways, we are going to be able to tame them like you used to. The ocelot, you could tame an ocelot and became a cat. Now they're two separate mods, and we can tame the cat. I even have the collars like the dogs, and we can go ahead and let's do like an orange dye on it, and we can change that collar, which I think is pretty cool. And then we also got the ocelot. It's its own just mob now. You can't. Let's grab some cod as well. So they are untamable. There's no way to tame them. But hold on, I can kind of get some hearts from this one, and they begin to trust you a little bit more, or at least that's what's supposed to happen. I'm not really seeing that right now, but the change notes say they're supposed to trust you. Kind of what, I don't know what that means, but I'm sure there'll be some use for it along the line. So anyways, guys, that has been Snapshot. Oh, look, I made the parrots and the bats. I wonder what that's for. Breed two animals together. Oh, I made babies. Oh, so they trust you more, and I guess they made babies. That's what giving them cod does. Well, now we know. Anyways, guys, so that has been Snapshot 18W44A. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys all on the next one. Bye-bye!